as you can see, I have the camera pointing here towards the woods on the left. I've just spotted some firewood all cut up on the towpath side. Well, here's that firewood. I'm going to see if I can get some of this. It looks a bit heavy, but I'm up for a challenge. We've got some. Very heavy. I couldn't get the heavier bits. I also have a few on the roof. A couple of bits here and a couple of bits up the front. Well, I got here a little while ago. I got here and it was raining, so I just literally shut up shop quick and dived indoors. The sun came out for a little while, so I actually come out and started splitting some of this wood up that I picked up today. I'm actually here where there used to be all the polytunnels here with all the asparagus beds in, which all seem to have disappeared now. And it's where the windmills are. But yeah, this is the wood. I split up one round like this, and I started on that one, and then it started raining again, so quit that. But yeah, you can see I've got a few rather large lumps. One out here on the side, which I was using as a chopping block. Quite a nice sized piece there, and right up the front there, there's another big piece. So yeah, that was a nice little find, that firewood. That's going to keep me going for a bit longer now, actually quite a lot longer. I'd imagine one of those rounds would last at least a day probably on the fire. There's quite a lot of wood in that, depending on the weather, of course. It's very mild at the moment, so I've only just about got the fire going, hence it's smoking a bit because it's hardly any vent on it, because I don't need it burning too hot at the moment. Anyway, I'm going to go back in. Tomorrow they give wet and windy, so I can't see me doing very much tomorrow, hence I moved here. Train! Hence I moved here because I was under the trees by Ventura Park there. So I've come up here. There's no trees that can fall down on the boats here. Give you a little scan around. There's just bushes over there. That's west basically. Just little bushes. Hedgerow here. So nothing to fall on the boats. Rather nice. I like it here. Good internet and good phone signal. The only thing is the railway tracks are just through there, so you do hear the odd train. But I'll put up with that. Safety first. That tree's nowhere near me. If that's to fall down in this direction, I might just get a few of those twigs catching the boat. It's far enough away not to worry. And I'd imagine it'd probably fall the other way because it's leaning the other way anyway. Yeah, lovely little spot this. I've stopped here 2 or 3 times before. Sort of my come to middle of nowhere spot up here on the Coventry Canal. Here are the farmers out there in the field. I think they're muck spreading. It's a little bit pongy when the wind blows this way, but basically blowing straight across, so I'm only catching the odd whiff here and there. Not too bad. Well, yesterday this is the wood I picked up, and I've put it onto the back deck, the big stuff. I cut this one in half yesterday and started to split, but then it started to rain, so I got this one to cut in half and these two to cut in half. I've got to get them off the back deck, so I'm going to get them cut in half today, so at least at this size I can lift them up onto the roof if need be. While they're on the back deck, I can't lift up the engine boards to check the oil, etc. So they've got to come off the back deck, and they're extremely heavy, so it's going to be get them off the back deck, cut them in half, make them into a manageable weight, so I can lift them onto the roof hopefully, or at least put them somewhere else so I can get my back deck back. These are definitely a test for my little cordless chainsaw. didn't get that quite square. Well, that's not bad, is it? And the camera's covered in sawdust. Well, this last log I just cut in half was a bit of a challenge, and you can see it, there are two pieces here. My chainsaw, my little cordless chainsaw, has a 16-inch bar, and as we can see here, what's that, 15 3/4 inches, just about the full bar. But it did it. I had to attack it from both sides. I turned it over, I had it sitting up on here, and I do it down halfway and I switch it around and do it the other way. Well, I hadn't realised that this one was even bigger than the last one. 17 inches across that way. It's only just over 15 that way. Yeah, let's cut that one. That was a task. I split that chunky bits that were up the other end of the boat where I put those two big rounds so I could put these up here out of the way. And here's the rest. I've split some in half so it would stack on the roof nicer. And this is what I've already split to start drying out so I can burn it. I didn't want to fill up the whole rack here with this because I want to put stuff that I can burn on this section straight away. Well, this definitely needs some air through it and a bit of seasoning. So that was the sort of day I get up to quite regularly. You spot firewood and you grab it. Oh, those were some big heavy logs. Well, they weren't really logs, were they? They were tree trunks. I think they weighed probably between 100 and 150 pounds each, the ones I got onto the boat. And some of the bigger ones I left behind were probably well over 200 pounds. I could hardly even turn them over, let alone lift them onto the boat anywhere, so I had to leave them behind. I suppose I could have perhaps put them onto their side and cut them in half where they were. But unfortunately, you can't actually moor there where I was. Well, you can, but you can't, if you know what I mean. It's all concrete wall, and there's nowhere to put pins into or anything. So I've just literally got the centre rope laying on the ground, and ever so often keep pulling the boat back in so it's not drifting off across the canal. So I hope you enjoyed that anyway. It was a certain little bit, this is what I do, this is how things happen, this is how I find firewood. It's just there sometimes, and well, you take every opportunity, well I do anyway, when you see it, you take it. So of course, a big thank you goes out to everybody for watching, everybody for subscribing, and don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe and hit the old bell notification button. That way YouTube will inform you every time I upload a new video, especially if you click the all options on the bell notification. And of course, a big thank you also goes out to my Patreon, PayPal, Super Thanks, and channel members. That just leaves me to say, thank you very much for watching. Trevor out.